Yo, what is up, guys? It's Pedro here. We got some big Trent Williams news and also some Brandon Scherff news. So, if you guys are new, subscribe for Redskins and NFL content. So, let's get into it. So, it was reported today by, I think it was JP Finley, Mike Garofalo, and Ian Rappaport that Trent Williams will not play for us in 2020 if he does not get a restructured contract, or if he doesn't, then he's just going to get traded. He's demanding a trade. So, he's asking for a new deal or a trade. If not, I think this tells me that it was more about the money than the medical staff because we fixed everything. We got a whole new medical staff, got a new coach, and he still doesn't want to play for that kind of money. So I do not think he's worth more than 16 mil a year. I think he's worth around 15 max. I think he's making 14.5 in 2020. And I think part of the problem is it's not guaranteed. So if we can make a 3-year, $45 million deal, I think that's the maximum I'm going with it because you can't be asking for $18 million a year, which is the highest paid left tackle when you might be a top three left tackle, but you're never healthy. Or no, not you're never healthy, but you're not always healthy, and you have had a couple drug suspensions. So he's not warranted. His play has not warranted 18 million a year. I think 15 mil is fine, but we can't be giving him that much, especially since he's a little older too. So what the trade value is for Trent Williams, I'm thinking a third and a fourth, maybe a second and a fourth. If we would have traded him earlier, like last offseason in August, we probably could have gotten a first round pick, but we did have the worst general manager, not ever, but one of the worst general managers ever in Bruce Allen, who didn't want to trade him just because he didn't want to for Trent Williams to feel like he won. So we lost value. Could have traded him for a second round pick and more at the trade deadline. Didn't want to. So now we're stuck with less and less value. So I think if we can try to get a second and a fifth or something, second and a fourth, I think that would be great because we can get a receiver or something or a tight end or a tackle if we don't get one in free agency to replace Trent Williams. Obviously, my number one choice is to keep Trent Williams and get him that new deal, but not if it's 18 mil a year. That's way too much, especially with Scherff, which I'll talk about later. But that's way too much for Trent Williams. And yeah, I think so. That's Plan A. Plan B. So let's say we trade Trent Williams because we can agree on a contract. So then let's say we get a second and a fourth round pick in free agency. I'm looking to get a left tackle. We get a left tackle. Let's say, I don't know any names off the top of my head, like really good ones, but get a decent left tackle in free agency. Then, like, kind of like a Donald Penn situation. I definitely better than Donald Penn, but like kind of that caliber of a player. It's decent. Let's try to get a decent starter for like three on a 3-year deal. Get Trent Williams or get him a replacement in the draft, maybe like a third round, second round tackle to develop over the next few years, and maybe we'll be able to have our line be decent. But we also have to focus on Brandon Scherff and Eric Flowers re-signing. So this is huge news. And also, if if we trade Trent Williams, we're going to get 13 million in the cap. So think about that. We'll have $13 million extra in the cap. Around that, his contract's like 14. Yeah, his contract's like 14 million a year, and I think none of it's guaranteed. So it might even be 14 mil. Don't quote me on that though. I'm not completely sure, but we could definitely that'll free up cap space for us to go get another tackle, maybe Jack Conklin at right tackle, and maybe switch Moses to left tackle if he's comfortable with that. We'll see. I just don't think that giving Trent Williams $18 million a year is a very good idea. And then also the other news is that the Redskins and Brendan Scherff are talking about an extension, but if it can't happen, they will be putting a franchise tag on him. So we'll see. I'll get the official tweet. NFL update had it. JP Finley tweets so much that I'm not going to be able to find it. Also, the NFL combines right now, so I'm missing a bit of it to make the video, but the 40-yard dashes are right now, so go watch it if you can. But here's the Brandon Scherff news. Ron Rivera told JP Finley that the team has started contract talks with impending free agent Brandon Scherff, and he's part of the plan for 2020. Franchise tag for offensive lineman is projected to be around 16 mil. So I think franchise tag is probably most likely to happen for Brandon Scherff, but that doesn't mean it's going to happen. And also, even if it does happen, there's still a possibility that we do trade or not trade him, that we get an extension done in the offseason. Brandon Scherff, just getting him on the franchise tag is just keeping him in the building and giving him more time for the Redskins to give him an extension. So I definitely want to give him an extension. Let's say 15. The highest paid guard is 14 mil a year. So let's get him to the highest paid guard, maybe 14.5 mil. 14.5 mil. Get him the highest paid guard in league history because I think that would make it, or at least get him at that highest paid so we can like tied for it, like 14, because that wouldn't be huge because we have 65 million cap space. I think around that we're top 6 in cap space, so we do have a lot of cap space. And like I said, if Trent Williams gets traded, which I still don't think is going to happen, but be on the lookout for the next couple weeks because it might happen. If it does happen, we'll get an extra 14 mil pretty much. So we can use that on Scherff and then use the extra money on Flowers and maybe a left tackle. Let me look right here for left tackles in this free agency. So, yeah, I don't think it's a very deep class. There are a lot of good tackles this draft, but we can't waste a first round pick. So Andrew Whitworth, I think he is re-signing with the Rams. So is Costanzo. I think he's contemplating retirement, but I think he's coming back. This is the guy that I liked from the Jets. I made a video on him. Kelvin Beachum. He is 30 years old, and he didn't allow many sacks last year or had many penalties. So I would love to get him. Look at this. Not many free agent left tackles at all. So let's try to target Kelvin Beachum. I think he's very good, and he's an above average starter. So if we can get him for like 9.5 mil, like this is just, I'm saying this just if Trent Williams gets traded, he's a good replacement. And if you think about it, it'll save us about 6 million because Trent Williams cap hits about 14 mil. So I know it's a lot, but tell me what you guys think about this. I still do think Trent Williams is back. I think that's number one on Ron Rivera's list. I think the players will be very happy and respect him more if he gets his deal done. I know it's not him just making the deal, but that's just what I think. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. And yeah, peace.